How's it now for you to perform with them, or for them also, if you can tell, for a less time in a group? Yeah. Is that a weird thing?
It's a weird thing. I think it's going to be the weirdest towards the end of the tour. I mean, we're still in the beginning of this specific tour. Mm-hmm. It feels odd already because we're planning the tours for the next year, and it feels really strange, like talking about new guitar players when Johan is in the room. But I mean, both Fredrik and Johan, they're sort of still on board with the survival of Pain of Salvation, and that's the amazing thing. I think that Johan is like, you know, whenever you get a guitar player, you send him my way. I can teach him the songs. You know, I whatever happens, I don't want this to be the end of the band, because you know this is like the greatest band on earth or whatever. So from that point of view, it's really nice. And once we're on stage, so far into the tour, once we're on stage, I think it feels like we're enjoying it more, because we know that this is sort of
how fragile it is, maybe, or also.
Yeah, like this is like, because all of us, I think, especially Johan, I think he really loves being on stage. He really loves that part of it, you know, actually being there in front of the audience, playing the music, jumping around. He loves that. It's not that he wants to take that away. I think it's more that he wants to have more of the other, more of being at home, more of being with the family, more of not being torn between these two worlds, you know. So I think we're appreciating it more. We're really savoring the moments in a different way. And as I said, towards the end, it's going to feel really strange, I think, like the last gig. I don't know.
Might be an emotional...
Maybe some tears, yeah, I think.
Yeah, is it for you to have all these members coming in and out at some points in your career? Does it refuel? Does it influence you a lot in maybe getting more motivated, or maybe proving again to other people that you can do something?
I think it's very dualistic. Every time someone quits, I'm pretty much like, okay, let's just call it a day. Let's just call this off. You know, it's like I don't feel like I have the energy to try, because you have to sort of go back and start from scratch a little bit again. I made a parable once that it's like you have this mountaineering team and you think that, you know, we're in this for the top. This is it. You know, we're going to really push through and get all the way. And then halfway it's like, oh, this is fine for me. I think I'll get off here, you know, but you keep going. But you have to go back to base camp and get another guy, you know. And he's like, okay, we've already made this stretch, but come on, let's do it again. You know, we can do it. You get up and the same thing happens again. So it's like really like, you know, 2 steps forward and 1 step back all the time. And every time it happens, you feel less and less motivated to keep going. And you think that this is going to be impossible. This guy is going to be irreplaceable. I mean, we felt that with the first, when we got Johan into the band, we were already at a point where we felt no one can replace Daniel, you know, the Daniel Magic, who was playing the guitar before that. So why even try? You know, it felt like a mission bound to fail. And everyone who followed the band knows what is like a really memorable character and great musician Johan turned out to be, and what an important part of the band he turned out to be. So I think that the trick is realizing every time that whatever my instincts and my sort of energies are telling me right now, give it a try. You know, give it a try, and then someone comes in and you're amazed with, you know, the new possibilities you have. And I mean, it's not that, I mean, every time I think we've never been looking for sort of an equivalent of what we're losing. I think that's not the way to go. The important thing is finding someone who's interesting, you know, and can do interesting stuff, and how to implement that in the nature of the creature that is Pain and Salvation.
I was wondering, talking now about this, did you at some point even consider maybe going on a solo tour, on your own? Or?
Yeah, that thought has been there, yeah. But on the other hand, if I did, I would have to find musicians anyway, right?
Yeah.
And that's the hard part. I mean, if we want to perform Pain and Salvation material, the demands are so high that it's going to be equally impossible to find 4 people just for that tour anyway. So the only alternative would be to go on some sort of solo tour playing other material, I think.
Are you writing maybe sometimes for yourself? Just
I have tons of material, but I don't really, when I write it, I don't really
think about releasing it?
Exactly. I don't think about where it's going to end up, I think. I mean, you get the ideas. Some of those ideas are just going like, oh, this is road salt material. This is going into road salt. This is Pain and Salvation, you know. So that there is lots of material that never ends up on album, but that's still not scrapped. It's sort of like, okay, this is not fitting here, so let's just put it to this side.
And you will have to see when that will be unleashed.
Yeah, exactly. You never know.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It's nice talking to you.